Kia ora koutou. This community-based practice inquiry into equine therapy has been both professionally and personally significant. As an RTLB with over 40 years of experience in education, I am continually looking for innovative and responsive ways to support our konga, particularly those who are neurodivergent or have experienced trauma. My interest in this topic was also influenced by my own experiences. Growing up in a family with farming roots, horses have always been part of my world. I understand their calming presence and ability to connect with people, but this inquiry challenged me to move beyond personal experience and critically examine equine therapy through research, ethical engagement, and community voice. The most significant shift in my thinking was moving from believing horses can help people to understanding how equine-assisted interventions can be intentionally used as trauma-informed, relationship-based therapeutic practices that support well-being, self-awareness, and engagement. The literature and interviews with Sonia and Elaine reinforce the therapeutic value of equine-assisted interventions while also challenging some of my assumptions. A key learning was understanding the distinction between riding-based programs and specialised ground-based approaches such as Halo and Igala. Prior to this inquiry, I was not fully appreciative how intentionally designed these therapeutic approaches are, or how strongly they align with trauma-informed and relational practice. Equally important was the learning that came through the process of gathering voice. Ethical practice became more than a theoretical concept of our coursework. It became something we actively applied through informed consent, confidentiality, respectful questioning, and authentic representation of participants' perspectives. The interviews also strengthened my understanding of active listening. I learnt that listening involves much more than collecting information. It requires paying attention to emotions, body language, and the stories behind people's words. This was particularly evident when Sonia described the deep and often unexpected connections that develop between horses and clients. These examples challenged me to think differently about relationships, healing, and the role of nonverbal communication within therapeutic practice. The survey findings provided valuable insight into current understandings of equine therapy within our professional community. While most participants recognised benefits related to emotional well-being, confidence, social connection, and engagement, many were unclear about what equine therapy actually involves. A significant number associated it with relational or recreational riding or riding for the disabled, rather than specialised therapeutic interventions. This finding prompted me to reflect on the relationship between knowledge and practice. It became evident that practitioner understanding influences referral confidence and ultimately learner access to support. The findings also highlighted barriers such as cost, transport, accessibility, and funding. This reinforced the importance of considering equity when recommending interventions. As practitioners, we must not only identify effective supports, but also consider whether they are realistically accessible for whānau. One of my most valuable aspects of this inquiry was gaining a deeper understanding of the expertise that exists within our local community. Listening to community voices reminded me that effective support often exists beyond school walls. Through this inquiry, I became more aware of the importance of building partnerships with community organisations and recognising the strengths that they bring to support learners. This learning connected directly to my own RTLB practice. During the inquiry, I was allocated a case involving a neurodivergent student with a history of trauma. Reflecting on what I had learned, I could immediately see how equine therapy might provide an alternative pathway for engagement, regulation, and connection that a traditional educational setting did not offer. This reinforced my belief that supporting learners requires us to think creatively and holistically about well-being, relationships, and learning. This inquiry also challenged me professionally. It provided me the opportunity to revisit ethical principles from previous postgraduate study and apply them in authentic contexts. Working collaboratively with Kelly strengthened my confidence in translating theory into practice and reinforced the importance of critical reflection throughout the inquiry process. I also stepped outside my comfort zone by engaging with people beyond my professional networks, revisiting digital technologies and exploring AI tools to represent our learning visually. Sharing these visualizations with Sonia demonstrated the value of co-constructing knowledge and ensuring that community voices remain central to the inquiry process. Most importantly, this experience reminded me that meaningful learning often occurs when we are willing to listen deeply, remain curious, and engage respectfully with the knowledge and experience of others. This inquiry also deepened my understanding of equine therapy, ethical engagement, and community-based practice. It has strengthened the connection between my personal experiences with horses, my professional identity as an RTLB, and contemporary understandings of trauma-informed practice. Most importantly, it has reinforced that effective support for our konga is not always found within traditional educational settings. By listening to community voices, building partnerships, and remaining open to innovative approaches, we can create more responsive and meaningful opportunities for learners and their whānau. The learning will continue to influence my practice as I seek to advocate for relationship-based, strengths-focused, and community-centered approaches that support the well-being and success of all our konga.